And here's the next brew guide for you all. This one is, of course, the Hario V60. Thank you all for the comments and questions and feedback from all the other videos. The web shop has been hopping, so I really appreciate that. Thank you as well for all your comments on my hair and my dress sense and my diction. I'm very lucky to have you, and keep all of that coming as well, please. Anyway, so yeah, the V60 from Hario. It's again like, it's a very classic dripper. It's kind of like your very kind of generic coffee drippers that have been around for a long time. And this, I suppose, is the first of the, I mean, I hate to use the phrase, but like the third wave drippers. It's made by a company based in Japan called Hario, and they come in very many guises. I think one of the reasons why they're more very successful, not just because they're good, but also because they're very cheap, and like this one is glass with a plastic rim, but they come in plastic, they come in ceramic and steel and all sorts of stuff. And they cost buttons. They're really easy to use, and you can get like a beautiful decanter server thing with them as well, which are great. Or you can just pour it into a cup, which is handy. So I'm just going to brew enough for myself here today. What I would advise you to do if you're brewing just for yourself is to use a cup with your own caricature on it that you got a few years back at an event you did in China. So this one comes from Guangzhou. That's me in the front there. Can you see it? So yeah, if you have one lying around, just use one of them. So stick this on here. It goes on top there. This paper is hilariously big for this brewer. It's too big. Anyway, yeah, so you get smaller ones for this, and I just picked up the wrong bag. So this is hot water. So it's just water off the boil, although if you boil it and put it into this pouring kettle, it'll come down to around about the right temperature. And I think like around 90 degrees is fine, to be honest with you. So you want to give that a good rinse, just to clean the papers out of it, and also to heat your cup. There you go. Use this cup as well. The water, contents of the cup, you can use when it cools down for your flower beds, so you're incredibly sustainable. Put that back there. Now, I'll talk to you first a little bit about this guy here. This is a pouring kettle, okay? Now, these have this little spout here. You can see here. I'll make a little bit of a mess. It allows you to be very, very accurate where you're pouring. But they're not completely necessary. They're kind of fun. You feel good when you're doing it. You feel like a proper barista when you're going, woo, like this. The one finger on the top here is crucial. But what I would say is that if you can get one, great. If you can't, it's fine. I've also used olive oil jugs. They're kind of good. Obviously, clean them first. Or anything that has like a spout that kind of allows you to have a very slow and pointed flow would be good. Otherwise, just use your kettle. It's fine. So you put that on here. You want to tear it off. So you're going to 0. And then, so again, 60 grams to a litre. If you only remember one thing from all of these videos, it's 60 grams to a litre. So I'm going to brew 250 mils of coffee. So ergo, we're using 15 grams of coffee. Now, in we go. I said 250 grams of coffee, and I meant 250 grams of water. 250 grams of water is also 250 mils of water. I think I explained that last time. Anyway, so that goes in there. Now, the thing about the V60, you can see all these ripples on the side here. Okay, so what that means is that it holds the paper away from the surface of the actual cone itself, if that makes sense. Now, what that does is that it speeds up the flow through the paper. So if that paper was right up against the cone, it wouldn't flow through as quickly, and most of it would be directed towards the bottom. So it's quite a little pointy bottom at the end. So thank you there. As a consequence, what you need a finer grind setting, okay? Because there's those air pockets around the paper filter, the coffee and the water will flow through quicker. So you need to have a finer grind setting, because that will then restrict the flow and slow down the flow. Because if you don't have enough contact time, you won't extract enough. That makes sense? So what I've done here is gone a little bit finer than I usually would. Not as fine as an AeroPress, slightly coarser. Again, somewhere between Demerara sugar and granulated sugar. Lots of sugar references. But anyway, okay, so here we go. Start the clock. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do enough here to wet all of the grounds very gently, just enough here. So that's about 30 grams of water. And what you're doing there is you're creating what's called a bloom. Now you can see if your coffee's freshly roasted, it'll start to bubble and fizz, and that just kind of gets everything wet and saturated. It's kind of like making a paste before you make a sauce, I think is the best way to describe that. That doesn't stack up scientifically, but go with it. Okay, so it's been sitting there for like 30 seconds now. Now what you want to do is pour the remainder, start in the center, and then just circle outwards, try to avoid the paper, until you have a nice bit of water in there. And usually what I do is that I kill all the grounds until you just have nice bits of foam. And then as that water level begins to sink down, you start topping up again. So it kind of go with like 50 gram increments is a nice rule of thumb. So when you start to see the surface of the coffee grounds again, that's a good time to start up again, because you want to keep that nice and hot. There we go. So the more water that goes in, so the more water that comes through, the colder that coffee bed gets. So you want to keep it nice and hot, but if you don't want to put all of the water in at the same time, because it messes with the flow, because there's too much weight on top of the bed. And then also you get water just seeping out into the sides, and then also you get channeling in there, or other stuff like that would be had. So this keeps it just a little bit more consistent, just little gentle top ups. So about 50 grams at a time. Here we go. Again, try to avoid the sides. Now, what you're going to get from the V60 is something that's very clean cup. So the paper filters are kind of tight enough that they'll take out most of the sediment and the nasty flavours, but you still get a very clean cup. I suppose in a way I like it because it accentuates more of the kind of acidic and fruity notes here. And when I say fruity, I mean like citrus and florals. Flowers aren't fruits, although fruits grow from flowers. And this is the last top up here. Too big. If you miss it by a few grams, it's a disaster. Just start again. No, don't. It doesn't really matter. It's fine. Now, okay, this is going. So we're on about coming up to about 3 minutes now, which is a good time because I started the clock just as I did the bloom. So the bloom was like 30 seconds, then started again. So that means that we're at about 2.5 minutes, which is a good time to aim for for your V60, in my humble opinion. Just coming over now. I do like the V60. It's very transportable. The plastic ones are even more transportable. You can go down the line of getting like the pouring kettles. You can get these actually electric ones as well, not this particular model, but that's the same idea. They're electric, and you heat water in them and pour them. And you get your V60s and your glass servers and go all down, have your digital scales. Brilliant, great crack. You can also just get one of these and eyeball 250 mils of water and 2 spoons of pre-ground coffee, and off you go. Now, and if you're doing that and like it goes too quickly, then what you want to do is that you get it ground finer the next time. If it goes too slowly, then get it ground coarser the next time. But try to work with your barista or the web shop that you're buying from, and it should be all right. So that's now coming out at about 4 minutes now, so it's pretty much done. Okay, so 4 minutes on the button. Look at that. That means it was brewing for about 3:30, which is a little long. Yeah, and it tastes a little long as well. So what I do is that I coarsen it up a bit, just make it go a little bit quicker. So I think 2:30 is a good time to aim for after you finished your bloom, and it should give you a good cup. This coffee actually is one that's on the site at the moment. It's called La Soledad, which means solitude. Yes, believe it or believe it not. So a nice coffee to brew it today. So I hope you're all doing well. I hope that helps in some way, shape or form. And keep the comments coming. Just nice ones next time. Thanks.